Welcome to this video. Today we are solving 4 questions, very interesting questions. So the first one is evaluate this expression, which is 14 plus 3 open bracket 7 minus 2 close bracket minus 2 times 5. And then the second one is solve the equation 2 open bracket x minus 2 close bracket to the power 2 is equal to 18. And the third one is negative 4 to the power 2 plus 4 to the power 3. And the fourth one is 7a plus 2b minus 4 open bracket 3a minus b close bracket. Now these questions are very interesting. So the first one, starting with the first one, we're evaluating this expression. So 14 plus 3 open bracket 7 minus 2, 7 minus 2 minus 2 times 5. Now the question would be, where do we start from? Do we just start from here, adding 14 plus 3 and go on just like that? So all you have to do is know what we call BODMAS. This shows you the order of how you're supposed to add, divide, or multiply. So this is bracket of division, multiplication, addition, and finally subtraction. In other words, this gives you the order of how you're supposed to solve your equation or your expression. So in our case, we have the bracket, which will be the first thing we're going to do. We're going to deal with the brackets, then later division, then multiplication, then addition and subtraction. Now in our case here, our expression, the first thing we're going to do is work on what is inside the brackets. Hence 14 plus 3 open bracket. So we deal with what is in the brackets first. 7 minus 2 is 5. We close minus 2 times 5. Now what is the second thing here? Division. Now we don't have any division, hence we move to the next one, which is multiplication. So here 3 open bracket 5 is actually 3 times 5, and this is minus 2 times 5. So we multiply these two. So we're going to bring down the 14 plus 3 times 5, which is 15, minus 2 times 5, which is 10. Now when it comes to addition and subtraction, you can use whichever order you want. You can either start with multiplication, or you can start with, or rather you can either start with subtraction or addition. It doesn't matter, because they'll give you the same answer. So in our case here, this is 14 plus 15, which is 29, minus 10, which gives us 29 minus 10 gives us 19 as our final answer for this expression. And we get to solve the second question, which is 2x minus 2 to the power 2 is equal to 18. Now this question in this form, you can actually note that 2 is a factor, or rather has been factored out, and 18 is on the other side. So you can actually look for numbers that can divide into this and that to simplify it, numbers that don't leave a remainder. So hence 2 can be divided into 2 without leaving a remainder. On the other side, 2 can be divided into 18 without leaving a remainder. Hence in our case here, we're going to drop down x minus 2 to the power 2, because 2 into 2 is 1, which is equal to 2 into 18 is 9. Now if you look at 9, 9 can be written in this form or expression to have the power 2. How do we do that? 9 is equal to 3 squared. So 3 times 3 is 9. Hence we write this in our equation here. Hence this would be x minus 2 to the power 2 is equal to 3 to the power 2. Now you can actually work with the powers alone. You can multiply times half on both sides. This is the same as finding, or rather finding x minus 2 to the power 2, finding the square root of which this and that will cancel out, remaining with x minus 2, which is the same here. 2 times half, this one will cancel and this one will cancel, meaning we'll have 1. Exactly the same thing here. Hence this will be dropped down as x minus 2 is equal to 3 without the brackets this time. Hence we evaluate x to be equal to 3, when this crosses the equal sign, becomes positive 2. Hence our x is equal to 5. And our third question here is that we're simplifying negative 4 squared plus 4 to the power 3. Now you have to be very careful when you're dealing with squaring a number. Negative 4 squared, this means that negative 1 times 4 squared. But if you are given the expression negative 4, this in the brackets, this simply means that negative 1 squared times 4 squared. Now if you compare the two, the first answer will be 4 squared is 16. 16 times negative 1, negative 16. Here 4 squared is 16. Negative 1 squared is positive 1. Hence 1 times 16 is equal to 16. Now getting back to our question here, this will be negative 4 squared, which we've evaluated is negative 16 plus 4 to the power 3. 4 3 times 4 multiplied by itself 3 times is 64. And hence negative 16 plus 64, which is the same as 64, minus 16, which gives us 48 as our final answer. And this brings us to our final question. Now, our final question is 7a plus 2b minus 4 open bracket 3a minus b. Now, when solving such a question, you have to look at the variables that you have. So the variables that we have here are a and b. And knowing that this is an expression and it has brackets, so you remember we used our formula BODMAS, while you first have to deal with the brackets, then the division, then the multiplication, then the addition and subtraction later. So in our case here, we're going to first break down this bracket here. So this will be 7a plus 2b minus 4 times 3 is 12a. So you simply multiply what is outside with everything that is in the brackets. So in our case here, negative 4 times 3a, which is minus 12a, and negative times negative is positive. Always pay attention to the signs that you have. And 4 times b is 4b. Hence, negative 4 times negative b is positive 4b. And when you reach at this stage, you look at your variables and then you group the like terms. The like terms in our case, we've got a, which are alike, and we've got b separately. So how do we do that? 7a and negative 12a are alike, so we group them together while keeping their signs. This is plus 2b, which has remained, plus 4b. Simplifying it, hence 7a minus 12a is negative 5a, plus 2b plus 4b is 6b. Hence, this is our final answer for this expression. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you're finding value in this video, do well to subscribe, and if you've got a question, leave it in the comment section. So all you have to do is to mention the topic and the subtopic that you really want to be tackled, and that video will be coming right for you. Thank you so much.